What's up, everybody? It's your girl Lonnie, and I'm coming on here to talk about how do you get a man if they're all married or dating someone after age 30. So we're going to talk about it real quick. There's one thing you can do is prepare yourself for that man. Prepare yourself, make yourself available, you know, get into a place where maybe you're getting to be single and dating yourself secondly, so that you know who you are, so that when you're dating someone you're not boring. If you can entertain yourself, you can entertain another person. Like, know how to do enjoyable things like go to the movies or go to a photo gallery, an art gallery, you know, go to concerts and plays with maybe a friend of the family or yourself, or maybe even lightly dating, hanging out is what they call it in church. Hanging out with a guy you like, not considering like sex or anything, but kind of dating in public. Just let them know, like, this is kind of a platonic friendship thing. We're hanging out. Don't invite them to your place. Don't go inside any place that you could have sensuality. Like, it can't go further than first base, so that you're not ending up getting raped or anything like that. So that's kind of how you can kind of make yourself available and get yourself ready for the man of your dreams. And when you are around the man of your dreams, like, be cool, hang out, have fun, let him approach you, but make yourself available and let him know that you like him, of course. Let him know that he's sexy or cute or whatever. And then we'll talk more about the roles. So let's get into roles. Guys are more of the, I want to say visual creatures. They're visual creatures. They're protectors. They're by nature, they're territorial and things like that. Just by nature, some aren't and things like that, which is cool. But since guys are like that and they're made to cherish a woman, so a woman is a nurturer and she wants to make sure you're okay. So you can play a role, ask if he's okay or something, does he need anything? And if he cherishes you, you can cherish him back. And since nowadays in 2026, women have jobs, you can, buy him some things too if you want, Um, don't go overboard spending either way if you guys are not in a relationship, because it could send the wrong message and then you could spend more money than you want, and then you end up getting really pissed off because you spent so much money on a person that you're not with. So now I'm going to get into the reason I think that you should approach it that way is because after 30, guys wanted to settle down. Like, they want to settle down and they want to have a woman that's always there. Waking up in the morning to a woman that you love or having sensuality the night before is important to guys, so they like to have a woman around. For some reason, I don't know if they worry about libido problems later. They want to get it in, they want to have a kid. It's important to a guy and a woman to have a kid sometimes that, is a reflection of them. And men know the woman's biological clock is ticking. So they're like, they want to have a baby or whatever woman they're with. They're going to get someone before 35 to have their baby, to carry their name on. It's kind of important to guys for some reason. I don't know why. It's just a thing. Psychologically, it's some type of scientific connection that guys have. It's in songs and everything. So women, and they're waiting around for the right guy, and sometimes end up having a baby with somebody that wasn't their dream guy. But if they are kissable, they're lovable, they're nice to you, um, you know, maybe that's the guy you should be with and work on things with. Now, guys tend to be kind of rough. They like wrestling, army movies, and little gangster films. So you have to work on a guy to have a little bit of a feminine side, and you can't make fun of him when he shows his feminine side. You have to be nurturing. You can't be like, oh, you're a punk because you let me plan this trip. You know, women are planners, they're nurturers. So we end up planning trips and stuff because we have so much opinion, like so much of an opinion about how we want things to go, how we want to be cherished, and things like that. So when they're planning the trip, you're like, if you planned it all, why don't you pay for it? So kind of incorporate the guy in the planning thing if he will. If he wants you to plan it all and pay for it and tell him what half he has to pay for, make sure you consider him like when you're planning each plan of the part of the way. Like, okay, the dinner when we get there is gonna cost $100. Can you contribute $100 to the trip? Okay, $100. You gotta save this amount to have the $100 by then. What things you're gonna pay for? Kind of share with him along the way. Don't just come at the end of the project and say, "Oh, that'll be $500 on your end." He'll say, "Go kiss a snake and get out my face." You know what I'm saying? So, um, because people want to know along the way what they're paying. They don't want just some big deal bill, because then it's not feeling like a vacation. It's feeling like you planning something for your benefit, and they don't get nothing out of it. So you have to ask them, while we're on our trip, do you want to go shop for some hats? Guys like hats and stuff, or belts and buckles and boots and stuff and shoes, because you're going to go purse shopping probably where you go. So incorporate the guy, say, this part's going to be $100 for the dinner. Do you want to go shoe shopping? So that's along the way. But back to what you've been wanting to know about. Should you date a guy that is in a relationship or married? Definitely shouldn't date a guy that's married. But if he's in a relationship, let him know that, he's cool, you like him and stuff like that, but don't get in the middle of their relationship. But most guys after 30 are in a relationship or married. So you let them know. And if, all guys are going to say their marriage is going bad because they want to cherish the woman, or they want to, like, the girl that's in their face, they want them to think that they're cool and single and stuff. So don't go for the okey doke of, oh, our marriage is going bad. They're all going to say their marriage is going bad. So just, keep your distance from married men, and when he's available, then that's cool. You can always be around a guy that's married, but not to flirt and try to get a man that's in a married household. Never want to be a home wrecker. It doesn't look good, and how you get him is how you're going to lose him. If you cheat and steal a man that's married, he's going to cheat on you with another woman if you date after their marriage is broken. So while they're married, let them do that. They shouldn't be in your face anyways. You shouldn't be in theirs. Obviously, if they're married, they're doing their thing. But there is that inkling of guys don't like to be alone. So they're not going to divorce without having a woman in mind. So you could be that woman in mind if they were to ever divorce, by being friends, doing business, and things like that. But no kissing, don't get in the way of their marriage and stuff like that. But it's cool to be a friend and things like that with someone that's married. And in the back of your mind, you know that they're awesome, but don't flirt. Don't do any of that while you're married. That's against the rules. Don't be a home wrecker. But you can be that person in mind if they were ever to divorce, then you be available. But in the meantime, while they're married, don't be out here single thinking one day he's going to divorce and marry me. No, date somebody. Have somebody to mingle with. Hang out. Hang out. If you're not dating, you can hang out and stuff like that. So I hope this helps somebody that's thinking about, you know, dating after a marriage, or trying to date a guy that might be single or married. You want to go for someone that's single, The best way is to date someone that's single, but a lot of times you're looking after age 30, you're looking at guys that are in the dating pool or marriage pool that are just there because it's cheaper to keep her. It's too expensive to get divorced. It's a lot of those out there right now because the economy is bad. So be cognizant of that. Some of it is true that they're just with the person because divorce is way too expensive. They're sleeping in different rooms type situation. Okay, so keep that in mind. All right, love you guys. Hope this video helps.